pressuring up the opposition last week, and especially in the second half was much better. So just a big ask. 11 of your best 22 makes it really difficult.
Yeah, I think St Kilda are a much better side than West Coast. I reckon we probably pumped West Coast up a little bit too much in the trip over there, and I don't know whether Carlton can start again. The worry for me for Carlton is their half-back line against the likes of Higgins, Butler and Hill. They've been absolutely crucified by good, quick half-forward lines.
Yeah, well, that man up against Pitnet's going to have the same proceedings. Gee, I saw Cooper Sharman play a game about a month and a half ago.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely ripped in the shreds, and they're stretched down back. Wiedering is the tool, and Lewis Young. Yeah, I'm going for the blue. I'm going for all the Carlton fans out there. I'm going to jump on board with you and think that man's going to get you across the line. But we'll be with you every step of the way. We'll see you at quarter time.
Pitnet and Marshall. Pitnet, the first tap down to Cripps and away to Hewitt. Good start, Blues. Maybe Kemp up in front. Wilkie there at the back. Picked up by Hollins. Elijah out towards his brother. It's Walsh who takes possession. He's tackled, dispossessed. Goes again, Sam Walsh. Managed to get it out somehow to Kennedy. He gets it clear to Hewitt. Maybe for the opening goal. The Blues fans are up and elated. Great start from Carlton. Managed to get the ball to the outside when it was in the congestion. And Hewitt with the finish off the outside of his boot to give them a dream start.
Well, it all started with this brilliant bit of ruck work in the middle. Pitnet down to Cripps. Looks like Stocker is standing alongside Cripps, but not enough and not close enough there. Hewitt involved a couple of times. Great spread out the front of that stoppage, following the work. Inside forward 50. Territory's going to be huge, but also the ability to stay involved. Great finish, great start.
Umpires today, Curtis Du Bois, Andrew Stevens, Brendan Hosking and Jacob Mollison. Out of the middle here for Walsh. Around the corner, long, deep ball to half-forward, Owies. Saints starting to just find their feet ever so slightly here now, Webster. Just need to control the pace of this. Even stoppages is good for them at this stage. Sinclair. High footy around the corner, good mark taken by Newman.
Newman short to Ollie Hollins. He keeps it in motion for the Blues. Goes to the forward pocket. Back with a flight. Almost a good mark to Carroll. A chance for Kennedy. He's closed down. Gets it out. Owies bending towards goal. Jones is on the last line for the Saints. Now to check whether this is over the line, but it looked to the naked eye like Jones was forward of the behind line, BT.
We're 2 minutes in, but it'd be pleasing for Michael Voss that ball's coming to ground down there.
Always a mark. Please confirm the ball hasn't crossed the line.
Review underway.
And those smalls are getting involved.
Zach.
Review complete. Looking at these angles, we can see the ball's controlled before crossing the back of the behind line. Decision on the scoreboard.
It's a good result for the Blues. Got an opportunity now to keep the ball one side set up. The Saints are out exploring this open side. They're going to have to go back through a whole heap of numbers here, the Saints.
So Jones, who's found a little bit of form later in this season, starting to get some full games under his belt. Footy out wide. Wood. Sam Walsh trying to extract it, did a good job at it. Newman's kick was partially smothered. The spoil. Kennedy. Centering ball. Akers under it. Wanganeen-Milera just needs to get a hand to it. He couldn't. The former Saint.
Just have a feeling early this is important for Carlton to get this energy for these young players that they got in this side, and Matt Kennedy, a great squaring play.
So Akers with a relatively simple shot, just a 30-metre kick, perhaps even a little less. Tiny little bit of angle about it, as you can see. For their second goal, gee, it's tight. Anything just from there, you just cannot aim any point of centre to the right. You must be on the left side of centre at that end of the ground in that portion.
Sinclair towards the broadcast wing. Filippo in front and holding. Filippo on return from illness. That's the last couple. Webster. Wanganeen-Milera. Such a key part of any productive football we'll see from the Saints today with his run. Filippo involved again. Wanganeen-Milera again. And now Jones is on his own and he can keep moving, but the kick is poor. Steele tackle dispossessed. Jones goes, collects. Hewitt got him off to Marshall. Been in superb form. Sard tackle, just got it away and it works. Carroll.
Carroll wide to Cripps, but Wanganeen-Milera is going to get there first. Wasn't a fantastic kick. Spent too long in the air. Needs to be lower and harder. Sinclair. Speaking about lower and harder, this man's good at it. On this occasion, coughs it up. Akers saying, where's the free? Got dealt with high and still complaining. So are the fans and the umpire. On this occasion, Andrew Stevens says, don't worry about it, we'll throw it in.
The noise in this stadium, Joel, it's phenomenal.
As we get a look at it too, it looked like there was a grab of the hand too. Bit unlucky, Blake Akers there.
So Pitnet and Marshall engaged. Socket by Pitnet. Jones shrugs one, ran into trouble, got a hand pass away. Filippo to Dow, his kick smothered. Filippo gets it again, off to Sinclair, loses it. Hollands' kick smothered. It spills to Chincotta, to Cowan, to Walsh. The Blues stream away. Cowan again, thumping kick inside the 50. Wilkie and Kemp goes half an hour too early and came down heavily. Wilkie will repel.
He does, with a beautiful low ball, although made difficult for Membry. Is able to recover it. Webster's under pressure from Hollands. Carlton fans like it. They like the attitude. They like the enforcement of the talk.
Had a chat to Michael Voss pre-game. He said he loved everything about Brodie Kemp, just hopefully he doesn't get ahead of himself and feel like a Coleman medalist.
Razio, Fantasia on the bench, waiting to come on. Back into this Carlton side. Here's Sard. Back into the Carlton side as well. High ball, Newman.
Stand.
Umpire Mollison just telling Jack Higgins to be careful.
So Newman, another driving ball inside 50. Wilkie sets himself, hands to it. Smashed Carlton's way, battle in the road. His kick. Owens under pressure from Cowan. Owens will want the line and gets it.
Five inside 50s to one early for the Blues, owning the territory here. If you're a Saints fan, you'd be relatively happy though. Haven't put a whole lot of scoreboard pressure on. They're getting some looks the other way, just can't complete their plays just yet going inside forward 50.
Marshall pulled off it by Pitnet. Play goes on. Elijah Hollands to Pitnet. Clever tap to Cowan. His kick smothered. Well done by Stocker. Walsh gets it. Off to Sard on return. Neat kick. Hewitt can set something up for Carlton.
Akers offering an early lead. He just wasn't set and balanced ready with that one. So now on top of the square. He's going to put it on their heads, which makes it really hard for them. Howard was able to destroy it in the air. Jones cut across Filippo. Quick hand Stocker. And they bail out, and here's the brick wall. Wiedering to Newman. Newman, a beautiful user. Low ball in. Hill. Careful.
He's got Mason Wood on the outer side. He did well to cling on. Butler breaking around the wing, but Newman goes with him.
Butler looked up and saw Wiedering there, just patrolling that back line at the moment.
Low kick towards Higgins, and the arm chopped by Wiedering. What a good year. Jack Higgins just needs 2 goals to equal his 36 goals of last year, which was a career high. Kicks to a 2-on-2. Marshall at the back, loses his opponent and dribbles through the Saints' opening goal. He's been in terrific form of late, Marshall. His past 5 games coming into this, he kicked 7 goals, was averaging 24 disposals, 8.4 marks and 7 clearances. He is right up there with the very best ruckman in the competition, and he delivers St Kilda's opening goal today.
A nice build-up by St Kilda, just allowing their numbers to get around and make a contest here. And Rowan Marshall in fine form. He's been kicking a goal a game for the last 5 rounds now. And it looks so much better when he's playing that forward half of the ball too.
No doubt, he is the heart and soul of this team. Rowan Marshall. Hit net, getting aggressive with him, holding the body away. Did well in the 0-0 draw in the middle there. Really out the back, Clark did well. Hill, Stocker released quickly. Sinclair trying to shake off the attempted tackle by Walsh. High contact it is. Sinclair, plenty of options, ignored them all. Most of them were sideways, in fairness. And now Webster takes a few metres. Driving left foot, high ball, 1-on-2. Very, very deep Membry. Cowan driven forward.
Saints fans wanting to see one last strong performance from their side. Quick kick forward by the impressive young Wilson. Cleaned up by Fantasia. It was the late in for Mitch McGovern. Now this may be insufficient intent.
Insufficient intent. Outside 5.
Free kick to Burns.
Stand,
Clark.
Jesse.
Lots of one-on-ones ahead.
Herb.
So he goes short to Butler, playing his 100th game as a Saint today.
There's a nice hole again here just in front of the ruckman in Marshall.
Leave it on. Play on.
Butler. A bit late, but sort of around that whole area that you're talking about, but it had closed in by that time. Sard to Newman. Very happy to have Adam Sard back in the side today. Blues have only got 4 players playing today that have played every game of footy this year, which is quite low. There's Lord. Well-built young man. Orazio, Fantasia. Hollins. Drilling high ball. Carroll the target. Wheels and goes once but twice. Centering ball. Mark taken Durden.
It's a great build-up from the Blues off half-back. To be able to go into a defence, it looked like it was relatively set, but that change of direction kick through the corridor, this one here, that just brings in all this space on the open side, some overlap run. Well done from Hollins. And I love the intent of Carroll just to wheel and go, left foot up, round you go, predictable to your forwards. And you can see that St Kilda defence just having to shift again.
And the famous Eddie Betts number 19 is Corey Durden. This is a little left and misses.
It's interesting how high that entry was 2 days, coming back in and across the formation to Durden. Like, usually they look up the Blues and they've got Curnow or Mackay there waiting for the ball to get kicked in.
Wanganeen-Milera. Oh, his kick's charged down by Fantasia. Walsh swoops. Low, hard kick, but intercepted by Wanganeen-Milera. He wanted Carroll in the pocket. Hill. Wood. Saints now on the march around the outer side. Membry up in front. Good late spoil weedering. Sard to Chincotta to Hewitts. He'll be caught. Just got it away. Chincotta bounces off bodies. Hewitt again. Waits his kick. Did it well to Young.
So Young will just slow it down. They're slightly out of control then. And they just needed to get it into some quiet hands for a moment. So here's Holland. This is Ollie. On the line here. High footy. Kemp was in amongst it. Kicked 4 last week. Kept it alive here, Binns. Wanganeen-Milera, who's been busy here in the early stages, closing late as Hill, but Stocker, I think, in fact, it's Wilson. So Wilson at half-back. No damage done really either way here. Just a 2-point lead with the Blues as Wilson gets on with it.
Takes a few metres and turns it over. Walsh has had a productive start for Carlton. Possession number 8 into the middle. Elijah Holland's just holding on. Newman feeds Kennedy. In the leading lane is Carroll, but the kick's no good, and Wilkie picks it off to Clark. And now the counter. Membry stretches those hamstrings, keeps it in. He's got Higgins, but he goes short. Steele. Now Higgins. Got it. Higgins a chance to put the Saints in front.
Such a smart decision there from Tim Membry when he gets it just in front of us here on the wing. Good decision to roll and go, but just that extra kick that forced Wiedering to come forward out to Steele, which allowed them just to go Joe the Goose over the top and find Higgins all alone in that pocket.
Kicked 3 against the Cats last week in a memorable win. Near side all the way.
So I wonder what Ross Lyon would be thinking himself now, Joel. Have I got all the pieces in the right places, and are they working out the way I thought they would?
Well, just thinking last week, the jobs that he had, so Stock obviously to Cripps today. Who does Battle go to? Who does Wilkie get? Those challenges he'll be looking at.
And Sinclair. Always organised and ready to go.
He's also thinking how I can get my best players playing as well as what they possibly can, and he got that last week.
Do you agree that it's the ball movement that's allowed them to score more in recent weeks?
Yeah, I do, and a little bit of the consistency too. You talked about Zach Jones getting a bit of a run at it.
Yep.
Hunter Clark's in the same boat.
Playing some full games, Zach Jones.
Paddy Dow's probably another one around that ball too.
Burns exploring here. Wiedering was late but effective. Through the traffic, Cripps, the distributor. Newman had a bit of it already. His 7th touch. Durden.
Leading up at him is Carroll. And his fans urge him on, but he's prepared to play the patience game. Here's Cooper Lord. As you mentioned, BT, physically very strong-looking footballer, just playing his 2nd game, the mid-season recruit. Up he goes. Wood couldn't mark. Fantasia's kick partially smothered. Pushing and shoving going on. Wanganeen-Milera had a go. Burns knocked off it. Kennedy. Walsh immediately caught by Stocker. Flipped out by Walsh. Kemp's now tackled, and the umpire will separate the two.
I think Michael Voss will really like that look of it being busy down in that forward line, having lots of numbers there. It's where their goals are going to have to come from.
Brooks ends up doing the right work. Better positioning. Filippo trying to thread the needle. Hollins caught in the tackle. There'll be a penalty. Yes, there will, you bet. Dan Butler.
Set up. Turn back on. Play on.
Quickly, the play on ball out to Wilson. Wilson can go over the top to Sharman if he wishes. Sharman, plenty of space to operate in. No one hops into the pocket. Perhaps Marshall's looking to get there now.
Play on. Play on.
So Walsh has to sift off the mark a little bit to try and... Gee, amazing that no Carlton player got there at all. Wilson, short ball, and it presents this easy opportunity. Poor defensive effort from at least 1 or 2 Blues there.
Stand here.
Mason Wood on his favourite left foot around the corner.
Just switched off, it looked like the Blues. Wiedering was scrambling to cover a couple. Marshall had rolled forward. He ended up on Wood in the goal square and just let him lead up through all the traffic, no handover.
Mason Wood, pretty good at this, I think. That's good. That's perfection. Doesn't get any better than that. Nicely worked out. This is a guy that's taken his game to another level, I reckon, Mason Wood, and is a real contributor in more than just 1 or 2 areas these days.
They're regularly having over 20 possessions. BT still hitting the scoreboard as well.
So Mason Wood there at the bottom of your screen, number 32. Wiedering comes across, but he just ticks up. No body work, straight through the hole. It's a clever lead. Pretty poor defending.
It was a great push by Wilson too. The Carlton defence looked really set, days, but that run that he did late, where it's kicked over the top, really challenged that defence.
Pitnet and Marshall, what a grapple. Pitnet wins it down and releases Hewitt. Hewitt kicks to Kennedy. Beautiful play.
That's as good as it gets out of the centre. Pitnet providing some first-class service in the middle there. And a different look too. Very rarely do you see a ruckman body off and then pull it forward at the stoppage. Usually that's a wrap off the hip.
16 goals for the season for Kennedy. This for the quick reply and to put the Blues back in front. And misses.
I guess Ross Lyon, he knows who he's going to play on Mackay and he knows who he's going to play on Lacurno. The doubt in his mind today is those guys taking those places he's just not sure about.
Well, that's it. And then how you protect that defence too. And like the only one that you can really think of that has got the matchup down there is Big Dougal, because Dougal goes to the tallest one down there, but they're making it pretty hard for him.
And when they would have scouted, BT, you're 100% right. They wouldn't have thought of the injuries that they would have gone in with the West Coast game. So you're trying to come up with what it's going to look like on the roll off what 1 week sample size you've got. And even last week it chopped and changed so much. So that unpredictability for the Blues could be a bonus.
Hewitt. And we'll throw it in. Neutral territory out there on that city wing. Good crowd in today. I'm thinking somewhere in the mid-40s. Forecast was 44 today. Hasn't been a crowd of 50,000 in here since that famous game in 2009, Joel, in which you played. Geelong, St Kilda, both 13 and zip, I think it was. Best game of football I've ever seen. Highest intensity. I thought we might have nearly got there today. Crowd similar. Do you remember the game?
I do, mate. Yeah, it was a unbelievable game to be a part of. Felt every bit of 50,000 too. Crazy crowd. But the game lived up to it too.
54, I think, on that particular day. Here we go again, Acres. What a game that was. The most electric game of football in the history of the game, I would suggest. I've never seen intensity for 4 quarters. Now, Zach Jones just grabbing at perhaps the left hamstring there. So it's a bit of a watch on Zach to see what he does from here on.
Marshall down to Jones, who's able to quite powerfully exit that stoppage, BT. That's a good sign. Young in front, not paid the mark. Hollins there, Ollie Hollins. Now with Hewitt. Those fans who have come today certainly appear to have come in full voice. The pack forms, the back Kemp. Clearing kick from Wilkie. Butler knocked away by Newman. Burns had it, tackled, dispossessed, still going. Trying to knock it forward in any way, shape or form. Through the pack goes Owens. Dow slips the tackle of Kennedy. Releases Steele, and now Burns.
Burns back inside. Filippo, high ball. Had a bit of a mess of that, Wiedering. Lovely spoil, Young. Had to absorb the oncoming punishment. Owen out the back to Burns. Short ball here with Dow. Dow been impressive the last 3 weeks that he's played. This is his 4th in a row at this level. Great to see him getting a good run at it as well.
Paddy Dow originally taken pick 3 by the Blues in 2017. He played 73 games for Carlton across 6 seasons. Marshall, another win in ruck.
Play on touch.
Sockered by Filippo. Wilson left it for Owens. In the end, it's picked up by Sharman. Owens is caught over the shoulder and will line them up.
Don't leave me like that. It's a high tackle.
So Carlton has been a little bit wasteful and only missed narrowly a couple of times. Durden missed left. The post on the right's been hit twice by
Catch your line.
Akers and also Kennedy.
Stand, please, up and down.
Can St Kilda make the Blues pay for their inaccuracy? Owens' low kick is right. He didn't look to have made very good contact there.
It feels like these are the opportunities. The longer this game goes, it's a side that's going to be able to take those, finish off the good work up the field. Just see there how gassed he was. Still got to find a way to compose yourself and try and find your best strike on the footy.
Newman, Cripps, although nudged under the ball by Stocker, still had the reach. And they go, they're away through the middle of the ground. Walsh, Mungle punch one. 3 Carlton players collide. 2 of them are a bit sorry for themselves. In the meantime, battle to Clark, to Wilson, Wanganeen-Milera, this way, that away. A double candy job on him. And a little poker underneath to Jones. And now Clark to steady it down for the Saints.
Clark wants to take some ground. He kicks towards Owens, but Cincotta gets across the front.
Both sides heavily defending their back lines here, getting numbers back, trying to work it out with kick mark on the way through.
Newman will go back to where it came from, not without risk. Cincotta took contact, that will be 50 metres.
Being paid. Let's go. Straight up.
Newman doesn't really need to
Go to the
risk
next umpire, Alex.
anything here by remonstrating.
It's been common, remonstrate. Let's go.
Butler immediately apologetic. So Cincotta in the middle of Marvel has a runner going by. And it is that raking left foot kick of Newman. Up goes Battle, smashes it down. Motlop receives it. Can't get boot to ball, threw it out.
On the ball.
Looked like Cripps' hand pass might have created a scoring opportunity, but St Kilda had other ideas.
They're holding up well, that St Kilda back line. It's
Jesse Motlop would have got a bit of a welcome to what finals-like atmosphere can be.
just a second or two taken away. That's a 15 inside 50s to the 8 now. So that's a large discrepancy. And for all that, they find themselves 5 points behind to the Blues.
Another thunderous spoil there from Wiedering, and these guys are down in the Carlton rooms. There's a lot of them, and so to get them a box here today, they would have needed a couple to fill it up. So many of them are down inside the rooms watching, a couple the exception that have some contacts perhaps in the corporate world, as we know. Interesting, one of those Carlton players there, De Koning, sitting next to Graham Allen of St Kilda fame, of course, only a half a seat apart.
Need to be careful doing that, BT.
Yeah, especially if you're talking and you're not knowing whether who the enemy are. Gubby can be inconspicuous at times, but they are on talking terms by the looks, so all is good.
Gubby's just inching a little bit closer to, he's sort of leaning in a bit there, BT. There'll be a contract handed over shortly.
Michael Voss can't wait to get the opportunity to chat with his boys. Here's Walsh. Just the 15 seconds on the clock remaining, and it's a tight one. St Kilda by 5. And this will just about see it out, I would think. Good quarter of football. Just 3 goals kicked in it, but plenty for the fans. Both are here to play. Both got the right attitude. Supporters are loving it and enjoying the opportunity as well. It's tense, it's tight, it's fun, and it's full of class. 1-3-9 the Blues. St Kilda 2-2-14.
The GWS Giants of Ballarat, they're currently 6th on the ladder. They're going to be playing finals footy, which is outstanding. Our attention very much at Marvel Stadium, where Carlton Football Club are fighting for their life, and they've got a fight on their hands, Brownie, down by 5 points at quarter time.
Yeah, they started great, didn't they? They first centre bounce and scored a goal out of that centre bounce, so it was fantastic. But St Kilda worked their way back into the game. Probably could have been further in front of though. Carlton missed 2 or 3 sitters, but clearly we spoke about Patrick Cripps pre-game, guys. Well, obviously the focus is on Jacob Wiedering within the first quarter. Certainly has been from St Kilda's point of view.
Yeah, so the two draw cards and the players are going to influence this game most for Carlton are Cripps and Wiedering. So Cripps will revisit at half-time. He and Stocker are going at it. It's a good contest, but Wiedering is what we focused on, and they certainly went to work on him.
Yeah, they did. No doubt some planning going in now. Not sure whether he's got a regular matchup, but just have a look at this, the team, folks, clear. Look at Jack Steele, just the way he holds him up, just not allowing Wiedering to get back and be influential in an intercept marking game. He's only taken one for the quarter. He only had the two to dispose, as was shown here. Probably a mistake here by Wiedering. We know you've got to come forward defence here, but this is one, I reckon, if he had his time again, he would hold back there. Just allows the easy one over the top to Jack Higgins. And then the last one, obviously, Mitch Owens played a role here. Very important role, Gaz.
Yeah, they're working together, got back, engaged with Young, and Wiedering then has to make a decision. All of a sudden, you see him come. Wood comes in from a wing, and the two of he and Owens at times were swapping, and in the end, Jacob Wiedering was at a little bit of a loss of which to go to. So they've done a really good job in occupying his mind so that he can't get across and be the really defensive presence that we know. This is a big number, 33 uncontested marks. When they average 100 uncontested marks, they're 7 wins and 2 losses. They've had 33 already.
Really trying to pick their way through. Only 8 inside 50 St Kilda, so just trying to be patient and calm and just not waste any giveaways to Jacob Wiedering, especially in the Carlton defence. So tight into the second quarter goes. Centre bounce, they've got to fix up for St Kilda.
1 goal from 5 shots, 2 for the Blues. Got to take their opportunities. We'll see you at half-time.
For the Carlton faithful, Pitt net down. Clark, though, took it, gave to Steele. Steele's high kick towards the 50. Back with the flight. Chincotta read it well and committed to taking the mark. Chincotta looks towards the city wing. Back with the flight, Marshall. Couldn't quite take it. He's so good at ground level. His hand pass, though, didn't hit a target. Akers under pressure from Webster, managed to keep it in. Slapped it back to Hewitt. Hewitt off to Cooper Lord, and now Hewitt comes away. His kick deep. Kemp trying to get himself into a marking position. Battle in front. He's tackled by Fantasia. Spills to Cripps, off to Newman. Newman tries to cut through. Off the big Pit net. Not enough purchase on the kick, but it goes past everyone. Oh, big mark Pit nets. What a piece of fortune. He will take that, and he will put it in his back pocket. Mark Pitnet puts Carlton in front. And that just seemed to evade everyone somehow. Blues' first goal since the opening minutes of the contest comes from an unlikely source and in an unlikely method.
Well, it's just important to be clean with your hands. Paddy Cripps, Newman and Pitnet doing all ruckman around Australia a favour here. Closes his eyes, puts it across his boot and prays. And it finds its way through, BT.
Yeah, it did. Just his 8th goal of his career. Nothing but Pitnet there. We go in the middle of the game. A little one from Marshall, a poker with the leg. Steele was there, Clark was there as backup support. Wanganeen-Milera had to get rid of it quick. Didn't quite get the purchase on the handball he'd hoped. Newman with 12 possessions along with Sam Walsh and Hewitt leading all possession getters on the ground. Hollins around the corner. Blues deep battle. A lot of talk about him off the field as well. Brad Hill here.
Hill to try and switch to battle. Turns 26 next Sunday. That same number is on his back. Shares a birthday with Stephen Kernahan as Owens is tackled and caught. But he did not have possession of the ball, said the umpire. Not sure they agree.
No doubting the passion coming across the fence. But I think it was the right call in the end. Should have done a better job in calling Mateus Filippo back into that one as well. That was the reason the ball was spilled. He was expecting contact, didn't realise it was his own man.
Owens up over the back. Great mark, Sharman. Wiedering looked well placed there. So Cooper Sharman too far out to score. It gets over the back, and it's marked by Filippo. And Carlton fans will let their frustrations be known.
And if you're a Saints fan, you're looking at this and just going, where has this been all year? Because the last 2 months has been really exciting, but Owens onto Sharman, into Filippo.
Well, they've beaten 2 of the top 4 sides, and the other 2 they went within 3 points, 2 and 1 respectively. Not a bad record against the current top 4.
Filippo attempting to put the Saints back in front. Oh dear.
We had a look at that in the pre-game, Joel. He was warming up in runners, which was slightly odd when you're having shots for goal.
Terrible ball drop. Getting a drop on the outside, very high one too, I might add. Here's Jones. Had a look at him at quarter time, and he was getting some work done on the left lower thigh. So maybe just a little corky or something of that nature won't worry him.
Just keep a close eye on Paddy Cripps here. He looks like he's doing a fair bit of work at trying to get to George Hewitt's man and getting himself out of the way so Hewitt can fly through.
Hitting there, Newman. Hollins will arrive first, right in front of the interchange area here. Stewart sees it over. And some quick interchange as well, nice and close.
You got Rowan. Mark, keep the meter.
Low scoring game, everything on the line for Carlton. Fremantle fans watching on, of course, barracking for the Saints. If they win the Saints, then Fremantle's season is alive, but they will need to beat Port Adelaide in the last game of this Super Sunday, the final round of the home and away season.
Mark, you up. Thanks, Rowan. Mark, keep the meter.
Cripps has come for a spell. Marshall in front, goes with the foot, he's held.
Advantage.
And they play on as Dow wants to cut back infield. Clark, Dow again attacked it. He runs into Sard. He broke away, but not the second time. Just got a belated hand pass. Cowan fights hard. Off to Walsh. Had a stack of it early. Marshall sets himself and intercepts for the Saints.
Right into it, the crowd here. Absolutely committed. You wouldn't think, from St.Kilda's point of view, that this is a bit of a dead rubber for them. We know it's not from the Blues naturally, but the Saints fans are equally as passionate here today. Membry, hit net to Akers. Akers just inviting Kennedy to the football. Kennedy says, everyone, just get hold of yourselves and slow down a little. Walsh with possession number 14 has been outstanding so far in this game, although his kick's not the best. Wanganeen-Milera can hurt you by foot. Mason Wood had trouble getting down low enough to pick it up. Had to go back, searching for space. Webster now exploring down the ground. Good looking ball, Filippo. 60 out.
Owens is the deepest target. Sharman's down there as well. Kick goes to the pocket for Wood, back with the flight. Young smacks it away.
A really bold play there from Lewis Young. He came off Sharman, who was at the top of the square. So if he had have had his bluff called there and the Saints held on to the ball and then fired it long, but he was committed, came across, provided the spoil, saved a certain shot on goal.
Hills lurking at the back of the stoppage. Falls to the front though. Like Akers was barreled, it spills to Filippo, who kicks a magnificent left foot goal to put the Saints in front. Mateus Filippo, one of the young Saints who Ross Lyon, his coaching staff, must be highly encouraged by the development of. He's had some eye-catching moments this season, and that another one of them. 3 lead changes in the game so far. Never been a greater margin than 7.
You can see why they rushed Filippo back into this side. Had been ill the last couple of weeks, but when you're able to do this, and he gets a lot of front half footy too, which is really important for the Saints in their connection going forward. You think of Max King not being down there, and the targets they got. It just puts a lot of speed on the game down there.
So back to the middle we go. Saints with their noses in front. Marshall, a little clearance, although ineffective. Bins.
Outside 5.
Having to reach deep into their basket of players, the Blues.
Outside 5.
So many out injured. Short one to Hollands, but they've put a team together today they reckon can be competitive. Hewitt. Cowan is wide lurking. Butler's got an eye on him. Sard, tense. Fans are ready to explode. Carlton fans. The free kicks are 9-1. I've never been one to think they should have to be even. But 9-1, if Carlton get a free kick shortly, this place will erupt. If they don't, it might actually burn. Long ball deep inside 50. Marshall. Out wide, mark taken here. And it's Bins. 25 metres out. This will help the Blues fans' anxiety.
Jackson, that's your line.
Just a good contest inside forward 50 again. That'll be the one pleasing thing so far. Michael Voss will be happy with the contest he's getting from the bigs. They haven't quite clunked it yet, but bringing the smalls into the game.
One of many of their youngsters, he liked it straight off the boot. Look at him. His second career goal. And that young fan is delighted that her team Carlton are back in front by a point.
Really from a build-up of pressure from the Blues, and it was across the half-back line. Just take it slowly, get it in where we want, and it was just a perfect spot. Put enough pressure on, get a hack kick out of there, and Bins, he's done his time in the VFL throughout this year. Great to see him get his opportunity, the most important time of the year.
Yeah, you go back about a month, Joel, he had 47 touches and 3 goals in a game in the VFL. So he did certainly bash down the door for a chance. Here he is from the middle, the Cripps, who's caught by Sinclair. Good tackle. A rewarded tackle.
Wow, he handled that.
The umpire just caught on the wrong side.
Burns looks for Webster. Marshall's next. And handled by Newman, but still took a strong mark. Marshall looking backwards. Howard. He'll switch the play. Not without risk to battle. He was able to cling on.
I don't like that as a rule. There's a long switch. Can't have it hanging in the air too long. Have to see the next piece in the puzzle.
Battle down the line. Gee, Wiedering misjudged that. Got under it. Filippo wants to wheel and go as well. Goes with a low wobbler. Free kicks. Don't want to remind the Carlton fans, but it's 11-1 St Kilda's way at the moment. Don't remind them.
I'm not sure any will be needed there, Brian. I think the pen and paper is out across the nation.
Got a pretty good grasp of the count, Daisy. Would Freo players be watching this game right now? Obviously, they need St Kilda to win to stay alive in the finals race.
No doubt they'll be getting strapped at the moment over at Optus Stadium, and they'll have one eye on this game, Al.
Hill. Wilkie had to wait, knocked it on towards Sinclair. Cripps there with him. Blues come up with it. Bins. Burns, caught by Cripps. A ball up.
So Marshall in just a little bit of trouble. Saw him at quarter time also speaking to the doctor about a concern.
Face up, Patrick. On the meter.
Hope this is not an ending game situation for Marshall. He's so vital to the way that they play. Chincotta fumbled over himself. Kennedy out to a genuine one-on-one in the air. Owies keeps it rolling forward a second time. And that ground gained is very, very important. Chance to lock it in here.
Looked like Marshall was just having his shin guard taped back onto his leg. So hopefully for the Saints fans and the Freo fans that he can get back out there.
Sharman and Kennedy to Shorty Schruckman. Wilson. Filippo went without it. The tackle was effective there by Sharman. Good player, Sharman. Can play just about anywhere on the ground.
Kicks out wide, releases Steele. Steele's got a long option maybe in Higgins to the pocket. Saad's got to get back. Does so. Not too certain the Carlton fans have got much to complain about with the previous free kick.
We have had an umpire interchange, guys. So the goal umpire's come from the ground. He's going down into the umpires' rooms, and Chelsea Roffey is into the goal umpire action.
Okay. What possible injury could keep a goal umpire from standing there?
He's got claret streaming from the back of his head, Brian.
Has he?
Yes, we saw that.
Gee,
Yes,
I hope he hasn't been hit by something.
That's exactly right. Yeah, hopefully it's just maybe a self-inflicted one with a straight flag, but yeah, hopefully it isn't crowd involved.
Steele to the pocket now. Separation, Sharman marks. Yeah, you would certainly hope nothing untoward there. It's a very strange injury for a goal umpire to have.
Cooper.
See what we can find out.
What a player Sharman's becoming too. Gets the ball in his hands up the field, picks the right option, takes ground on the ball, and then he can do this. We've seen it so often the last month.
He's gone with the Jeremy Cameron ball squeeze. Multiple goals in 6 of his past 7 games as he emerges as a promising key forward for the Saints. He has missed the lot. No, we're behind. So what's happened here with the goal umpire?
Hit by a trifle with
oh no.
Bottle, is it?
Well, that is just completely unacceptable.
And it must have had water in it as well to be able to inflict any sort of cut. So that is just an absolute disgrace. There's just no room for that anywhere in any of our games, regardless. I know he looks okay and he's taking it in good spirit, but there's quite a lot of blood being drawn out of the back of the scone there, so not something to make light of. A little one here from Wilson had a ping and missed, and that's goal umpire Chelsea Roffey down there that's replaced him. And that is just nothing short of disgraceful. No wonder they're sitting quiet behind the goals at the moment, and I'm surprised very shortly that there won't be people down there taking some action.
Yeah, the person who has lobbed that onto the field of play will be found by the cameras.
And you're not welcome back.
No. And the good thing is it isn't a regular occurrence in our game. It's the only positive. These incidents stand out so much because it isn't a common occurrence.
Webster. Membry. Yep. Tim Membry having a great finish to season 2024. 12 goals in his past 5 games. I think the particularly disappointing aspect of the goal umpire incident is it's appeared to have come from the Carlton cheer squad area. Membry, a look of focus to extend St Kilda's lead. He gets it done. Saints by 8 points. No cause for enormous alarm for Carlton, but they will be well aware that this is going to be a serious challenge this afternoon as investigations appear to be continuing into what happened. Who threw the projectile? The water bottle.
It won't be hard to work out, Al. They'll have, as Daisy said, the vision of that, and they'll just point him out or her.
Good pressure here from the Saints. Good body work. from Paddy Dow, and this kick here, that's the one. Anytime you can pull a kick corridor side, you can see Saad there was proactive in his positioning, but had to scramble, come back across. The game starting to become a bit of a turnover game. The Blues kicked 2 straight from the turnovers in this quarter. The Saints have got the 1 goal too. So more in and around the contest, what you can do once you win it back.
Cripps. Hollands. Hewitt trying to get on the gas, had to retreat. Comes back, pushed by Hollands, couldn't hold the mark. Umpire lets it go. Carroll, very, very high, long ball, fighting Kemp. Hasn't been his day so far today as Kemp, and Wanganeen-Milera gets them out of trouble. But I've got to say, just a little damper on this game with what we saw come out of the crowd to the umpire. Membry now. St Kilda looking to keep the momentum rolling forward. Jones' kick got to be good, and it is. Clark can keep going. There are St Kilda players everywhere. Just a little slip then from Owens. They had them out everywhere.
Hill's got the pace, but the ball is just that little bit too pacey.
Well, it was an exciting play by the Saints, the build-up, but the run by Clark was so impressive. Took on Cripps. If you're going to play on the best players, you've got to do it the other way too. Really challenged him, took the ball into forward.
Maybe a message got to the Carlton hierarchy, BT, and De Koning and Silvani have been pulled from Gubby Allen's presence.
Pulled from the corporate scene.
They're up there in the Telstra box, BT. Yep. Just reached out to Jack Silvani, nothing untoward.
Where'd you go?
Just whining and dining a couple of corporates of the boys in their time off.
Here's Stocker. Dumps it in nice and deep. Goes Membry. Rove by Sharman. He's missed. This is a very productive 5 or 10 minutes for St Kilda.
They're starting to dominate the territory battle. Just not really putting enough scoreboard pressure on. Similar story to the first quarter for the Blues. 10 to 4 inside 50s for the Saints this quarter.
2 forward and 2 straight this quarter. Kent. Didn't hit the target, but Owies has got plenty of time. Couple of bounces inside 50. Didn't get the penetration in the kick. Marshall just able to sit off and stroke the ball wide out to Stocker. Stocker to the skipper.
So it's going to be the side that can execute that last kick now. Both sides, his game's opening up. Both sides getting looks on transition, on turnover. The most important kick, though, is thinking your way through the last one and finding a target, getting that mark inside forward 50.
Walsh was magnificent through that congested area there. Worked with Cincotta and then back to Newman. Beautifully weighted pass, Elijah Hollands. Carlton would love a goal here just to ease the tension a touch. Wilkie, Stocker, he's closed down. Sinclair. Picked up by Wilkie. Stocker, Wanganeen-Milera tries to get it to the outside for Marshall. He's confronted. Newman in over the top, ripped away by Owies. His hand pass towards Lord. The second game at a bins. These young Carlton players. Walsh to another youngster, Carroll.
So they've found a look, not a great one, but now it has to become a good shot from a bloke who's certainly got the distance.
There was so much pressure on that ball too. It was a Sam Walsh, bit of polish at the end to find Carroll, but it was Mason Wood that's fallen over a piece of the grass that's got in his road there.
An important kick for the Blues here. The Saints enjoying a good patch. Carroll looks very good off the boots. The fist pump of Pitnet says it all. Blues back within 3 points. Just under 5 minutes until the half-time break.
Carroll's had a great year, and I'd understand Walsh from getting it to him. It's been an arm wrestle this quarter, but the scores off turnover for Carlton has really stood out. They've kicked 3 goals this quarter, and Abs was on the money at quarter time.
So Carroll, Binns and Pitnet, the goal kickers for Carlton in this quarter, came into this game having 12 collective goals between them, career. So it wouldn't be 3 that you would instantly think of scoring. And here they are, getting it done here early in this game. Cotter out the back, shoveled it. Wiedering had to get it on the boot quickly. Speaking of Binns, here he is. So the Saints by 3 points here. Michael Voss would be a little concerned. The equation for Carlton is really simple. Just win. You are in control of your own destiny if you win.
Bounces off the 2 rucks as Walsh clears it out off the half-back line towards Motlop. Burns there with him. Ross Lyon help out his former team today. Fremantle watching on. Carlton players, enormous injury list, taking it all in. Free kick, Pitnet. Well, that tells you that Carlton fans think they haven't had too many positive grasps of that whistle. Sinclair, Wilkie, Burns. Filippo can't mark, Stocker got himself into trouble. Kennedy not letting him out of that.
Hands up. Mateo, hands up. Stand.
Umpire Brendan Hosking. Just about got caught with the footy. Good Mark Owens. Straightening ball here from Owens. Out the back, Chincotta. The bounce got him. Favoured Wood. Over the shoulder. And he gets the goal. Three goals apiece here in the second quarter. Carlton by 9 points. St.Kilda by 9 points, I'm sorry.
Well, the ball just getting over the back there. The Blues had the numbers, but Akers going to ground, Wood coming through, a missed opportunity and tackle there from Cowan, who would have loved his time again. Got to go low, got to take the hips. Allowed Mason Wood back onto his left. As a minimum, you have to find a way to keep on his right foot.
Charlie Curnow in the back of the coach's box there, hiding.
Cripps got it to Lord. He got it to Hewitt. And the Blues find a reply. Good mark, Burns. Burns out wide. St Kilda playing confidently. There's Hill. Kicks towards the wing perfectly to Sinclair.
Sinclair wanted to go on with it. She's good around the body. How good's that? The vision to Butler. Butler trying to draw the 50. Just get back off the mark and get on with it. Hill now. That's magnificent. Higgins got a clip to go with it, he reckons. But the kick was just superb.
All 3 of those kicks in the build-up there, BT, were brilliant. Couple across the body, you're right, with Butler. Had the opportunity to get up fast, and rather than playing and trying to play for the 50. But again, just a kick that changes an angle, catches the defence napping.
Take a bow, Brad Hill. So this to give them a really neat little 15-point lead in this tight tussle. Directly in front for Higgins. Made a bit of a mess of that.
a big let-off. Certainly a gettable kick when you've just got the momentum back. Finally some reward for effort. You've dominated the quarter. From a statistical point of view, just one more right in red time. Keep the momentum going.
Newman had to be careful with that. Gee, didn't mark it out in front. Cripps tried to mark it on the breadbasket. It's easy takings for a defender if you do that. Squirted the handball back out to Steele. Steele into the pocket. Nicely done. Akers saved the day. Not sure whether Cripps thought there was any pressure bearing down on him. Kick out wide. Kemp was there. Kennedy and Sinclair go at it. A minute, just under a minute remaining here.
There's a great scramble by the Carlton defence to get back, lock off this quarter.
Hewitt. Saw the soccer. Holland went back and got it. Clobbered the moment he did. Plenty of St Kilda players. Butler trying to break out of there. Holding the ball. It'll go Cripps' way.
And that's the scramble. That's the moment that you talk about. You just got to stay involved with this game. Because if they let one through there, it just stretches the margin.
The power sign's up too on the Blues bench. They are shutting it down. Pretty good directive too after that kick from Newman.
Hewitt right on the bench here. Down the line, conservatively.
Half-time thanks to Toyota, and I have to say I'm not sure the Carlton fans are breathing any easier. In fact, they may even be a little bit more nervous. Their whole season is on the line right now, and they trail the Saints by 10 points. Jonathan Brown.
Enough 66 St Kilda took in the first half, which is a high number, Jack.
Yeah, we see Patrick Cripps in the middle there. I'd be playing him forward. Send Kemp back. Place trust in Walsh, Hewitt, Kennedy and Elijah Hollands to get it done in the middle. He's not adding much at the moment in the middle, Patrick Cripps. They need someone to stand up ahead of the footy.
I like it, Jack. Bravery. With the season on the line, take out the big monster from the middle of the ground, throw him forward and tell him his name's Stephen Kernahan. See what he can do. Brody Kemp hasn't got involved at all, the 4-goal hero from last week. Just only had a couple of touches, so he needs to get involved. That's the biggest half of the year for the Blues. The Saints doing a good job, Grev. They hold on. 10 points to margin.
Here is Hewitt advancing the ball inside 50. Owies, Motlop, Steele, committing to winning the football there. Took it away, Sinclair. Battle, the smother. By Akers around the corner, setting up the high ball. Wilkie dropped the mark. He probably thought he had covered. Motlop appealing by grabbing his head. I'm not sure that'll get it done.
It's the right end to have a go at it anyway, right in front of the Carlton cheer squad, but it hasn't been able to get the job done today.
He has not touched the footy today, Jesse Motlop. Here's his first touch. Coming in 1 or 2 minutes into this third quarter, so there's something they can find and get going around goal to give them a little bit of a lift. Jesse Motlop.
Those small forwards were so dangerous last week. Durden, Fantasia obviously comes back in today. They are the ones. Owies is one that's going to play a big part too.
Wanganeen-Milera. Casually finds Wood. Howard elected not to give it to a running Wanganeen-Milera. Kennedy was hot on his tail. Howard do a 2-on-1 favouring St Kilda, but he goes out on the full. Owens was trying to keep Sard at bay, and
Stand on the line.
Philippo didn't lay a hand on it.
Play on.
Young towards Kennedy, but he's outpointed. Howard the defensive mark.
Taller than you think, Dougal Howard. Sinclair.
Five. Play on.
Saw the police at half-time behind the goals at Carlton End, continuing their investigation into the plastic bottle throwing incident that caused a bit of blood from the goal umpire. Had to be removed from the ground. There he is, sitting just there. He's fine. Everything's no worries there, but it's just not the done thing at our game.
Holding, Patrick Cripps. Holding. Advantage.
So Cripps off the ball was being held by Stocker. Two umpires calling advantage. And the other umpiring saying no, we'll bring it back to Cripps. He goes short to Hollins. Elijah Hollins, this is here.
He goes to Akers.
Outside 5.
Newman.
Outside 5.
Well, now every St Kilda player ahead of this footy, numbers everywhere.
Newman pulls the kick. He goes towards Cripps. Was he pushed out? Carroll caught by Owens. Oh, he's ducked under. Elijah Hollins playing for the free kick. Nothing forthcoming. The umpire will toss it up at centre half forward for the Blues.
It was an intelligent inside forward 50 in the end from Nick Newman. Really well played there from Owens. Good body work. Paddy Cripps very strong, but we've seen Mitch Owens in his first few years in the comp. Certainly up to it in that area as well.
Pitnet, little trick shot out the back door. Cripps was onto it. Hill will be happy with the boundary here. And that was an accidental soccer over the ground. And look at the Carlton fans trying to convince the umpire that there was an intent there. They're not happy. They'll find their seats and realise they're still very much in the hunt. Just a 9-point game. Chincotta, bit of a nothing handball. Sinclair to Clark. Clark gets it out of the immediate danger zone, and a good mark taken here by Sharman, but there's no one over the top at all. Now the race is on. Higgins has got there. Can they get a long, low ball in? No, they can't. Counter-attack is on.
Akers to Elijah Hollins. Sard, Newman. Back to Sard. Owies is on his own on the wing if he wants him. Kemp wants it in deep. A short option though. Carroll slides in. Oh, the umpire blew the whistle, but it slipped out. Elijah Hollins now. How they would love a Mackay or a Curnow to take a towering mark here. Who can be that player? Maybe Cripps. Punched away from him by Clark. And it will be a boundary throw-in.
Paddy Cripps spending a lot of time down forward.
Who can they get on the move here? Who can they release? Any momentum through this stoppage at all? All the Saints. Wood with a clearing kick. It's not fantastic though. Almost Newman. He and Walsh were a little mixed about what they should do with it. Lovely hands from Sard. Allowed Cowan to get it long and deep. And Mason Wood, lovely mark defensively.
He's got Wilson. Chincotta's getting across, but that is a perfect pass onto the chest of Wilson, who's got Webster running by. He dropped it. Able to recollect. Back to Wilkie. He's caught by Kemp, holding the ball.
Well, the fumble was the problem there. Marshall and the Saints are out. Blues applying pressure, scrambling, get another opportunity here. Just have to lower the eyes, hit it around 30, 40, 50 metres.
That's what Walsh does. He gets it just a little further out than that to Carroll. Carroll already with a lovely finish in the second quarter. Takes a few metres from 55 out, a touch ball. You heard from the umpire, a minor score to the Blues.
So, Daisy, inevitably when the season's come to an end and it's a dead rubber game for someone like St Kilda, the coach will be looking at players that are going to be here in the future, I guess. Ones that he wants to take part in the team. Higgins. I just wonder whether there's anyone out there playing for St Kilda for their future. Come to you in a moment when we get an opportunity to answer that question. Here's Higgins. Higgins a little low under Clark. Clark to Sinclair. Sinclair a beautifully weighted ball to Membry. Membry will line up for the set shot.
Where you are. straight up and down.
Great follow-up work from Jack Higgins there. The initial kick smothered, stayed on it. And that's an intelligent kick to a great lead. Hitting that backspace is so hard, but the kick had to be perfect, and it was.
Reliable kick right throughout his career memory. Had some good patches. That's nice. That's magnificent. 14-point St.Kilda lead. Second goal today for Tim Membry.
Is he wondering what's going through Michael Voss's head at the moment as he sees that number? He knows what's on the line. Would love to be out there and taking his part. A quick check-in with the coaches. The boys looking from down below, but that live ladder, Freo will be looking on, I'm sure, from over in Perth.
So just if you're not across the permutations, if Carlton lose and Fremantle win, Fremantle will play finals. The Blues will miss out. The Bulldogs booked their spot earlier today with a 37-point win over the Giants in Ballarat. Socket out of defence by Sard. Jones goes in. Holland's there with him. Umpire calls for a ball up.
I think there's also those Collingwood supporters that are hoping for a 150-point win too today, Al.
Any chance there, Joel, do you think?
No, not today, Al.
Hewitt under pressure. Look at these Saints swarming. They seem intent on sending Carlton's season spiralling the way they're playing at the moment, St Kilda.
Marshall. Clark around the corner. Higgins outmanoeuvred by Sard. Hollins. A tight confine here. The Blues. Mason Wood should get under this. Despite Kemp bearing down on him. Beautiful kick, forcing Clark to run into the empty space. Clark looking to hit someone on the lead. Here it comes. Long one from Higgins. And he's marked. What do you think, Days? Anyone playing for their futures out there from a St Kilda's perspective, do you think?
You tend to get this point, BT, and it's generally the blokes over 30 or around 30 that are at risk, but St Kilda actually don't have too many of them. You've got Wood, Hill, Webster out there today, as well as Membry. Probably your Seb Ross, who hasn't been in the side a lot, Crouch as well. They're obviously not playing, but of the...
Higgins to play on around the corner, and that's a very nice kick. Last 3 goals going St Kilda's way. Biggest margin of the game at 20 points, and isn't that a sad looking group there? Mike Fitzpatrick, the former chairman of the AFL, former premiership player at Carlton. Good kick from Higgins, gave it everything, didn't he?
Had to give it. I wasn't expecting the snap from that far out, but his drop punts haven't been ideal this afternoon, so he went a different route. So not sure what the answer officially is to that question, BT. We'll have to move past that. But for the Blues now, Joel, it's what can they do to find a score, whether it is a Paddy Cripps who has to go forward. You can do that in general play. You've got Stocker going with him. Need to find a score and find it fast.
Lord to Cripps, uses his left. Akers. New contact was coming. 50 metres. So battles late contact on Akers will gift Carlton a goal.
This is going to help Days. Paddy Cripps straight back on the ground, in the middle of the ground. Gets the stoppage. You've got to think of what other moves they can make. Can they push Sam Walsh to a half-back flank where he can run with the ball a bit more, take the ball off the line, start attacking from back there?
About the soft 50, Joel.
Pretty soft, BT. You got to get lucky, though. They were due one, weren't they?
Carlton must seize every opportunity it can in a time of need, as he's done before. Akers delivers, and there is a bit of fight in the Blues. The season will not be drawing to a close for Carlton without a bit of a stoush, without some flying of the flag, it seems. Being cruelled by injuries in the back half of the year, but they still have a position where they control their destiny. Win this match and they go on.
Blake Acres doing the job that he needs to do, and then showing a bit of spirit too. Telling Battle that you're not going to get away with that. But it's over to Carlton now. Here in the middle. Cripps, Walsh, go to work. Make sure you bring this one out.
He's got himself in more trouble than he was bargaining for then, Acres. He just surrounded him. Back in the middle we go. Sharman, energetic. Again, the smother. Off hands there by Young. Wilson. Into Dow. So back to 14 points here. Plenty of time in the third quarter left in favour of the Saints.
So it looks like it's going to be the non-regulars. Cripps and Sharman in ruck. Cripps did superbly. Newman round the body. Kemp's got eyes for Wilkie and gave away the free kick. Stocker, Steele. Steele assesses, goes towards full forward. It goes Membry, bashed away from him. Walsh front and centre. Then had to slap it. Wilson, Burns. Burns' left foot, snap! Oh, the Saints fans love every second of it. Margin back out to 20 points. Midway through the third quarter. Burns' first score of the season comes in round 24 and gives the Saints breathing space again.
Just their ability at the moment, and will the Saints around the critical contest. Big 1-on-1 in front of us here. Came up trumps there. That's a class finish on an afternoon where so many have been able and haven't been able to make the most of it at the right time there for Burns.
Got to get it going, Blues. 3 of the last 4 goals going to St Kilda's way. And they are looking like they're getting hold of this here at the moment. Cripps, can he do anything about it? There's a finals opportunity slipping away from the Blues here. Steele against a team playing a dead rubber game. Little chip back inside Jones, cut off by Cripps. Cripps is, to me, looking like he's lifting. He's trying to conjure up some spirit and get this team wound up like 2 Bob watches. Will anyone follow? Newman releases way behind the footy to Wiedering.
Play on.
Wiedering told to go by the umpire, comes back to Newman. St Kilda are doing a good job of not allowing an easy exit. So Newman kicks to the contest. Can Kemp impose? Wilkie right there with him. Jones roves, somehow got a hand pass out under pressure to Wood. Wood hacks a kick forward. Newman stretching, getting there. Back to Wiedering. Now he's got bins. Can the Blues exploit the outer side of the ground? Where does he go? Into the middle. Good kick. Hollins.
Can he get it over the top? Little ball, bit slow in the movement here to Lord, but it's continuous. And the angles are all different. Bins now, inside 50, the last kick here to Kemp. He spoils. Fantasia, wonderful spinning pirouette and bouncing goal. Just feel that they were wound up and knew that it was getting to a knife's edge. Cripps was the one that I reckon sensed it. Has he spurred them into action?
Well, Days, it was hands on ball for the Blues, just keeping it off them, keeping it off the Saints, and then it went into that forward line with numbers at the floor. We spoke about those small forwards. Fantasia gets his opportunity there, puts it on the board. Such an important goal in the context of this game.
Motlop, Owies, they need to get busy. That ball needs to go to contest, but their smalls need to be the ones who ignite them. Looks like the Saints are doing a good job. They're well set up behind the footy when it comes to taking a mark inside forward 50. Blues have to get busy at ground level.
Pitnet slung as he gets his kick. Here is Durden, but battles half pass. It all breaks down over his head. Lord to Dow. He's tackled. Look at them swarm on him. Lord again. Hewitt top of the 50. Cripps. And up and under. Clark missed it, the attempted side swipe. He's then tackled by Lord. And you can see these Carlton fans. Oh, the tension, BT.
Cripps just grabbing his shoulder again then. We've seen him do that a few times today. Look at the attention off the ball that he's getting. Cripps just to the right of screen.
This is just the work that he's been doing, contest to contest, really lifted his work rate.
No doubt that they are lifting here, the Blues. They are sensing they cannot let this get any further apart than it is. Chincotta, they just need a clean kick inside 50. Can they find it? They eventually do. The ball from Binns, knocked away again. They get to go. Butler's come all the way down. Sinclair, Wanganeen-Milera, Webster. A beautiful left foot along the ground here. St Kilda got the numbers. Higgins, does he keep it rolling forward? Do they back themselves or do they stop? Brad Hill, Jones is working into the square. Didn't see him out of the corner of the eye. Jones plays on and goals. Despite the Carlton resurgence, St Kilda score. Blues supporters shaking their heads, but surely they will keep going and refine that spirit of a moment ago.
This is all on the back of work rate. Just watch Zach Jones come into the frame here. Started behind Newman. As you can see there, you get a good reference with the mower lines. Just put his head down, got out goal side. Beautiful kick too, weighted to perfection. And just as it felt like the Blues were getting some momentum back, there you go, the Saints.
You can see the passion pouring out of Zach Jones. Pitnet, Hewitt, Blues coming away now. Hollins, Lord, Akers, could he do it again? You bets! Well, this game has really come alive. From the torrid, tense, tight arm wrestle, it's just opening up a touch. The atmosphere is at fever pitch at Marvel. St Kilda looking to rain on Carlton's parade. Denied the Blues a chance to make a safe passage into September.
Well, this is becoming a really important part of their ground for the Blues. You can see there, scores from centre clearance. Doing a great job.
Days, I love that. Taking it through the front of the stoppage, handball it out. They've got to try and break that 50-metre line, I feel, by bringing their forwards up, those small forwards that we've spoken about. Try and run it through.
The spirit is still there. It's 100% there. They need consecutive goals to really arc them up. Here goes Cripps. Long ball. He's appealing for the free off the ball. Umpire lets it go. St Kilda under enormous pressure. Sinclair just got rid of it in the nick of time. Wilson out the back to Webster. Webster's kick's got to be good. The attention perhaps a little too close. The advantage paid here. They go for the all or nothing inside. They mess it up. So Carlton will get another look. Can Cripps find the target here? Little heavy for Chincotta. Goes to Hewitt. Hewitt caught by the Dags. Offloaded it out the back door. And now Binns exploring inside 50. Kennedy, Wanganeen-Milera did well.
He gets a clearing kick. Clark, Filippo into the middle. Good kick. Higgins. He spreads it to Jones. Jones has pastures to explore. He sits it up to the top of the 50. The work rate of Filippo, who was involved earlier in the chain. Stocker looking a little sore. Filippo looking for an option. Umpire says he's had enough time to find one. It's a deep entry. Wiedering. The strength.
Geez, I was a bit worried back there with no other Blues going up for that contest, but they obviously have so much faith in this man.
So Wiedering, very wide. Akers the target here. 6.5 remaining in the third. He looks sore, Akers. 14 points.
Mark. Rowan.
Carlton fans hold their collective breaths.
Stocker's just made his way to the interchange bench as well, just deep in conversation with the doctors as we speak.
They are nervous as you can get at the moment. The tension, St Kilda, the formula's simple. Win and they're in. It is simple. Lose, and it's not a good look. Fremantle game to come, of course. St Kilda looking like they're going to roll the sub, as you say.
Yeah, Liam Stocker has been subbed out and Hugo Garcia comes in.
He was struggling out there. Was Stocker.
Carlton.
So a lot of action off the ball. This has been happening. Cripps has been appealing a lot today.
That one was on. Hunter Clark. He's rolled over now that Stocker has gone off. So Stocker's been running alongside Paddy Cripps. Paddy Cripps really starting to flex. This will be possession number 10 for the quarter. 9 for the quarter.
He's had the 3 clearances as well. Daisy bins out wide. Chincotta. Driving kick. No. Howard just hangs on. Heart in mouth moment for a moment. Here's Wood. Clark. Sloppy hand pass. It breaks down for the Saints. There are little signs here for Carlton. There is the disappointed Liam Stocker, who can do no more than watch on, see whether his now side can claim a very good win over his former side. Cripps, Walsh, tackled by Dow, floating kick is marked. Oh, he's playing in front. What a monstrous quarter the captain is having for Carlton. It is pure leadership.
And it's his 5th clearance for the quarter, Al. He's been enormous.
11 disposals in the quarter, 3 tackles to go with that. Cripps.
To make it a single-figure margin. It's been 20 on a couple of occasions in this quarter. Reeling the Blues up against the ropes, but pushing back and coming hard at St Kilda. Carlton back within 8 points following consecutive goals. Akers, who's kicked a couple in this quarter, and now Owies, who has consistently hit the scoreboard across the course of the year. He's now kicked 33 goals this season.
Well, Jack Steele's rolled over to Paddy Cripps, but he couldn't even stop him here, having such an influence on this game. So hard to play against for so many years. We had plan A, B and C days. Never really got the job done. What was he like to play with?
He's just got the want to will, so the want and the will to win. He just loves it. You can see here he'll get separation, but watch him chest out through every contest. He's the one who wants the footy.
Can they make it 3 in a row? Here he is again, Cripps. Didn't quite affect it then as Dow goes long and deep. Young dropped the mark he probably should have taken. Sard's under the pump. The entire defence is under the pump. Cowan just high balls one out of there. Gives them a chance to reset. Here he is. Captain Courageous. Cripps is in there. He's trying to do everything he can. He's easily the best player on the ground in this quarter. He's inspiring his team. They've clawed their way back within 8 points. Been 20 down a couple of times. Burns inside 50. Could have perhaps been a free in front. Filippo handball to Owens. Couldn't collect it. It'll probably dribble out of bounds, and it does.
So this deemed a sling tackle.
Yeah, you just had the feeling that there was no drive in the legs there by the St Kilda player. Got a little bit fortunate, I reckon.
That's not a free kick.
Marshall and Pitnet. Dow underneath.
Ready. Next one. Coming out this way, round mark.
They go again.
Play on, no 15. Play on.
Punched by Wiedering. Jones. Little shimmy. Off to Owens. Critical work in the last line.
Let's go, team.
9-point lead to the Saints.
Moving to Kemp. Being really quiet today, Kemp. Fantasia. Wanganeen-Milera sees there's no one behind him, so careful with the footy. Does it nicely to Wood. It's a busy forward 50.
Play on.
Wood looking for the lead. What a fist it was from Saad. Comes back to Marshall. Marshall puts it into space at the top. It's dangerous. Cripps has got him in a headlock tackle. It was a partial suplex. And Dow's got the free.
Patrick, land her on his back. Stand there. Move out. Move out.
What do you think, Joel?
Well, I think Paddy actually landed on his knees. It may look like in the back, and I think that's more of what it is, but the angle was probably bad.
Put the whistle away.
Dow. This ground's at fever pitch. They won't like this. They will not like this, the Blues. So a 9-goal collective quarter.
Well, does a decent enough job here, Paddy Cripps, to not get him high. Oh, look, to the letter of the law, he probably has landed on the number and the logo there to some extent, but a clutch finish from Paddy Dow. That's the biggest moment he's had in a Saints jumper. He's come up big time. This game really starting to open up.
Playing his first game against his former side, Paddy Dow, with a huge goal. Marshall soccers it out of the ruck. It's very well taken. Filippo in front of Newman. Under 2 minutes until three-quarter time. Another entry for the Saints. Through fingertips it goes. Holland's happy to see that over.
Game on the line here for the Blues. They can't let one through for the Saints. Watch Jack Higgins buzz around this forward stoppage.
Pitnet and Marshall get ready. Off the hand of Marshall. Filippo couldn't get on the end of it. Soccer back from Cowan. Owens is tackled and carefully. Walsh making sure he didn't drive him into the ground.
Yes, young man, take a breath. There's a whole quarter of footy to go after this. An entire quarter. Marshall off his leg. Cripps to Newman. Trying to be careful here, the Blues, the way they get it out. 1 minute and 16. The fans are absolutely, totally involved in this game. Nothing else in their life matters at the moment other than what they're viewing. Interested group down in the rooms for the Blues. Marshall.
So this will be the 5th repeat stoppage in a row now. If you're Carlton, you need to be organised. Look for leadership. One little breakdown here is a shot on goal. Got numbers off the back here, the Saints.
Marshall's tap straight to Binns, who gets it forward, and that must be a free. Play on to advantage. Fantasia to Kemp.
Really well done. The high five's coming. Great call to take the advantage too. Understanding what was going to be in front of him there, Fantasia, but well done to the Blues. Held up defensively really well. Those repeat stoppages are so dangerous. Requires so much attention to detail to get them right. Now get a look on the other side of it.
It also shows what they need to do going into this 4th quarter. Every opportunity they get to take the run and overlap, they've got to take it, the Blues.
He has had only 2 kicks today, Brodie Kemp. Can he muster something special for Carlton? Oh, yeah! He's got it done for the Blues on the stroke of 3/4 time. Nerves of steel, he goes back. And that is just what Carlton needed, approaching the final break.
But that kick in line with the ball, make a contest, get the ball, overlap, run, bang.
Beautiful kick by Fantasia, wasn't it?
And Kemp takes his moment, the most important thing. You've got to take every moment you get now out on that ground, doesn't matter who you are.
You've played in plenty of these big games, Sal. It is the little things on repeat. The team that can do that more often. So mentally switch on, getting in line of ball there as Kennedy did, waiting for that hack kick, present, give yourself an opportunity.
It's going to be full of mistakes this next 30 minutes. Because who can limit them?
They have answered and answered and answered in this quarter, but the Blues just keep on coming. They just keep on coming. If they can hold it to a no score here, a mark could be disastrous for the Blues. Higgins lurking. Wiedering was coming full steam at him too. Siren can't be far away. There it is. Sets up a classic. The Carlton fans get up and applaud. They're now sure they're back into it. Are they going to play finals? There's a quarter of football that sits in front of them that will determine that. St Kilda by 9 points at 3/4 time.
Got a thriller here at Fox Footy. They're playing for all the chocolates. There is no tomorrow. St Kilda had kicked the first 2 goals of the 3rd quarter. Got it to 20 points. Blake Acres kicks a goal. Shows a little bit of passion. Tries to light the joint up. And then the rest of his side came within 5 goals apiece. They won the quarter by a point, St Kilda. They closed the gap, Carlton. And this is what it's all about here. There is only one result from a Carlton Footy Club point of view. Win, and they extend their season. Lose, and then it's a very nervous wait. On the back of Patrick Cripps, they got moving again.
Oh, it was fantastic. Patrick Cripps was huge, Gary. Huge in that 3rd quarter. And it was a little bit of we were thinking the game was going to be fairly uncontested again, as has been the first half. So we're sort of calling for him to go forward. But the fact that they were able to get it into a more contested game, 22 stoppages in that quarter, Gaz. There was only 25 in the first half. And that is the wheelhouse of Patrick Cripps. We know he's one of the best stoppage players in the competition. Have a look at his numbers there. 12 touches, 7 contested possessions, 4 clearances and 2 score involvements for the Carlton captain. The other thing that's been thrown at him is that Liam Stocker, the tag in the first half, was subbed with a groin injury, and it was onto the captain of the St Kilda Football Club, Jack Steele, to go to Patrick Cripps and quell him, and unfortunately he couldn't do it.
Well, you summed that up beautifully because they needed to get it back into a stoppage game. That's where their strength is. So when we have a look at the score sources in a moment, all of a sudden Carlton fans are saying, look, we can't take a mark inside forward 50. I know we haven't got Harry. I know we haven't got Charlie. Let's get it to a stoppage. All of a sudden, they kick 4 goals from stoppages in the 3rd quarter and they're back in the contest.
Yeah, the Saints exposed them at the start of that 3rd quarter. You can see scores from turnover, 5 straight for St Kilda, and they were exactly rolling on from that first half and avoiding Jacob Wiedering at all costs. But Carlton just brought the St Kilda back, clawed them back into that stoppage game. 4 goals won. This is a massive quarter of footy, Gary. Massive.
All right, here we go. You reckon Fremantle aren't doing a warm-up right now with one eye on the television? Looking at this going, come on, you St Kilda boys. They lead by 11 points, but the man himself, Patrick Cripps, is raising an effort. Jack Steele, what a job he's got. Can the Blues get it done? There is no tomorrow. There is only one result. We'll see you after the game.
We start the final quarter. Carlton hasn't come from behind since gather round to win a game. That was a 9-point deficit they overhauled against Fremantle. Walsh, a tumbler, Knocked down by Webster. Sinclair couldn't take it. Durden goes in, along with Steele. The ball up.
He's got to find that run and overlap right from the start of this quarter. Really test the Saints out.
Sammy Walsh is your man. Keep an eye on him in this last quarter. He has the aerobic capacity to cover the field.
Hewitt to Newman, who's been huge. Good stretch, Sinclair. The roadblock for Carlton.
Sinclair out wide, Owens. Cowan closes him down, force him to dispose of the ball quickly. Here is Walsh, the man that Daisy Thomas speaks of with that aerobic capacity. Elijah Hollins, outside of the boot, magnificent. Durden almost. There he is. Kennedy. Another ball they've got in the paddock. Akers around the corner. Off hands. Owies was looking for anybody. Got it to Kemp. Kemp a little chip back inside. Missed the opportunity. Fired handball. Holland snaps miss.
Carlton have made their sub, guys. Just tactical. Carroll out and Moyer in.
Sinclair. Where do I go? He thinks. It's the short one to the pocket. Howard. Becomes his problem now. Long and down the line. Owens in front. Punched away by Cowan. At the fall, Dow is caught by Ollie Hollins and rolled in the tackle. Flips it out the back somehow. Webster to Steele. He's caught. Carlton's hunger levels rising. And up and under from Hollins. Cripps in front of the pack. Up goes Howard to spoil. Webster pushes it forward. And Sinclair is set upon.
Well, they've started with the right attitude, the Blues. They're showing that they're here for the fight, that is for sure. Their fans don't need to wonder about that. They are on it. Steele to Jones. Jones a little one to Garcia. Got rid of it to Owens. High footy. Higgins is outmanoeuvred here. Sahad very quick with a release handball. Wiedering. Not his best kick. Gave Owens just a chance. Nice little hand in there for Owens. Got caught charming just as he looked like he was out of the loop. Comes back inside here to Hewitt. Got it loose to Cowan. Short ball. Hollins can keep going if he wants. They've got all one-on-ones down here. Look at this. Through the traffic was Kemp. He probably should have gloved it. He probably should have marked it. It was uncontested at the end.
Should have done that. That should have been clunked. For Blues fans, be excited. Ashton Moyer's got some tricks. We saw a nice goal last week on debut.
Pitnet to Akers. He can't get it to bend enough. Yeah, he was exciting. He was lively. Daisy.
He can take a big clunk too. He's only the 188, but he's got tricks. A bit of a triple threat. Can do it with some speed, ground level or in the air. Keep your eye out for him to have some moments in this last quarter.
Wow, what a finish. What a finish to the year. Webster, wide. Good result for the Blues.
Great result for the Blues, keeping it in their half, but it's those small kicks that they were getting away with, working it up the ground previously. They've all been taken out. Defending high, the Blues.
Ned and Marshall here. Marshall hard to shift out of that front spot. Durden. All work, head down. Still battling on in there. Dow. Well done by him. Membry and Young. Membry the follow-up. Jones. The foot candy, magnificent. Middle of the field, Garcia. Here's danger. Hill in open park. Long, deep ball into the pocket. Couldn't mark it, Higgins. And Saad careful not to give away the free unnecessarily.
Did a great job going back there, Saadi. Made sure that he crossed off one. Got to the other one, made it the hardest kick possible for the mids.
The Carlton defence must continue to defend grimly here. Marshall's done that quite a bit, trying to volley it out of the air. Binns was held without it. No free kick. Walsh gets it to Sard. Sard clears towards the back flank.
Holding.
And now a Carlton free kick to Elijah Hollands.
Arms around, Brad. Time that bomb. Stand.
Blues do seem to have plenty of run in their legs late in this game. And they must muster all that they have. From centre half-back. Hollands towards Cripps up in front. Wanganeen-Milera there with him. Taken by Webster. Wanganeen-Milera emerges. Jones sweeps it back to Owens. Owens finds Hill.
The Blues trying to make the ground as big as possible. So Moya and Durden on that occasion were 60 metres disconnected from that entire zone, which allows, if you do have the ball, to pick some pockets of space, try and get some overlap run, and then you condense it again once the Saints win the ball back.
Both sides happy with the slow play here, I reckon. Just getting back on top of things, working so hard in the opening few minutes of this final quarter.
Rowan, mark here.
St Kilda forward end. 7-point lead. You'd think crucial that the Blues score first here. Marshall. Look at the St Kilda players lining up. Garcia to Wood. Caught cold. Back into traffic, Cowan. Chincotta and Binns. Not sure whether it was fluky or whether it was planned, that kick. It worked. Welsh takes off. Right on the track. Moore is bowled over. He had the ball half a second and they wanted to nail him.
Hollands working hard to present. Closed down, corralled by Webster. Back in field to his brother. Over the top, Moyer almost took the mark. Who can win it at ground level? Wood, tackled by Pitnet, a ball up.
Contest to contest. Bang there. Then the one on the wing as well. There you go.
Pitnet tangles up with Marshall, who wins it down. Clark tackled by Hewitt, spills to Walsh. Spinning away Hollands, Wiedering calmly. Durden.
60 metres out, no lead on offer. They are dead tired at the moment. So he just dishes it to Akers. Newman sneaking up behind him. Akers puts it to a prominent position. Coming deep, no winner in the air. Offhands Butler with beautiful hands at the ground level. Durden's in there trying to hunt the ball down. Butler got him in the tackle, but Carlton edged closer.
Up it goes towards the boundary. Steele is there. Closed down Wood. Carlton fans are out of their seats, yelling, screaming, hoping, praying.
Just have to keep probing here, the Blues. Keep asking the questions of the Saints. Can you continue to defend? Are you switched on? Are you alert?
Can they find one here, the Blues? Marshall down, Wood not clean. Webster hacks it out of defence. Akers was there. Garcia got it. Wilson kept it moving. Akers puts it out on the full. St Kilda free kick.
Told to go. All he can do, Garcia, is hammer it down the line. Wiedering eyes on this. Chincotta at the back missed it as well. Wiedering went back for a second go. Jones through the pack and Filippo right in front of the interchange area there. Michael Voss is going to take his team into finals. Marshall, Sinclair, Chincotta and Higgins. Higgins stands. Got it to Clark. Young in front. He's the only defender there. Ball knocked out of the hands of Wood. Couldn't quite glove it. Mark will be taken here by Wilson. Well within range. A very gettable angle. But he must start this footy inside left goalpost by about a metre. The youngest player on the field. St Kilda by 7. Can he slide this home? Carlton fans are wondering. It's tense. Wilson nails it. Or does he? Over the post, it went the opposite direction. What a let-off.
Wiedering would have loved his time again, had Sam Walsh there for a handball to start that run.
Gee, I thought he started that in the perfect position.
He struck it very well. So Newman wants Pitnet, but Marshall there to contest with him. Pitnet forced to spoil. Walsh goes to work. He's tackled by Clark. It's not getting any easier to watch in there. Hollins pursued, got it towards Cripps. 12 possessions in the third quarter to ignite the Blues. Lord to Walsh. Up the wing they go. Battle back with conviction. Moyer takes it, and with evasion to Hollins. A dribbler. Like a rugby league grubber to Motlop. His hand pass to Wilson. Rode the contact, got it towards Burns. He's caught by Motlop. Off to Clark. Steele turns it over. Kennedy's opportunity.
And he takes them on in the middle, Kennedy. You've got to like the braveness of him. Lord wanting Cripps to run. Jones wanting the free. Not bad position for a boundary throw in for the Blues.
Hurt himself again there, Paddy Cripps. That stinger in that right shoulder. We saw it once before. Landed awkwardly there.
Marshall. Motlop could get busy. Walsh has got busy in this quarter. And for the game, Akers. Ollie Hollins places it. Tries to give them an opportunity. Kemp was there. Webster to Jones. Jones pulled the kick. Went a second go. They are under enormous pressure here, the Saints. Can they get through the Blues? Lord had another go. And here is Wilson again.
Wilson towards the wing. Membry and Wiedering engage. Wiedering spoils. Higgins at the full. Caught by Owies. Gone.
Tim.
The pressure gauge has gone through the roof. Oh, that is not the option from Owies. Wood punches. Wiedering will have to clean up the mess. Membry latches onto him. A ball up will be a good result from the perilous Carlton position.
Lacy kicking board there, but well done, Tim Membry. Super vigilant, coming across.
Marshall's backhand down to Garcia, to Sinclair, touch ball. Butler didn't get a piece of it. Newman releases it. Hollins has really lifted in this last quarter.
He has got to come forward at the ball. Akers tried to hold his man off Motlop just to knock it forward to Owies. Owies over the top. Here they go. Moyer got an opportunity to go, and he has. Carlton have closed within two. Now it's really on. So close to the Blues. You can hear it bubbling. It is boiling over.
It is. It's everything we love about the game. It's hard, it's tough. Swings at each way. Now back over to the Saints. You feel like they've sort of forcing themselves now to try and ignite it. Paddy Cripps come to the bench, Joel.
He's got 2 more minutes, Days. Take your break now. They've got to hang in there, the Blues.
Kennedy has gone into the ruck for Carlton, and Clark comes away for the Saints. He kicks them towards the half-forward flank. Butler and Newman bounced off his chest. Well done by Wood. Slipped as he kicked to full forward. Holding free kick. Carlton free kick.
Young.
Lewis Young will have it.
Just that right hand around the shoulder. They've been nervous all afternoon every time that whistle's blown. The Blues fans. Here they go again.
Saad goes towards Kennedy. Sharman there with him. Wanganeen-Milera punched it down. Walsh had a stack of it in the last quarter. Sweeps it back to Saad. And Saad to Young. Can Carlton find composure out of the fence? That is not a good kick. Saad under serious heat. Hand pass to his own advantage. It stays in obligingly. He tries to get it to Lord.
High, downfield, Carlton.
Free kick Blues.
Well, they got out of trouble. They were in an awkward position then. St Kilda were hunting them down. Saad got them out of it. Saved the day, but they look very nervous in the back end. Umpire Curtis de Boy saying we're just going to clear the area first, which is fair enough. Everyone will be happy with the break.
The Saints just can't continue to park the bus though, BT. It feels like they've got nothing on offense because they're doing so much defending.
Kemp. Good, strong hands. Benz is out there by himself. Didn't look though. Handball now comes. Fantasia got it inside 50. A heap of St Kilda defenders. Hills under pressure from Durden. He was forced to get rid of it quicker than he'd hoped. And this is the result.
Newman, possession number 32. Can he find a laser left footer? Can he find a target? Sits it up towards the teeth of goal. Out comes Kemp. Can't take the mark. Cripps lurking. Dow under pressure. Binns tackles him. Umpire calls for it. Carlton fans are walking a tightrope of nerves. Can they find their way through to September by their own doing? Maybe, maybe, Lord, no! Howard on literally the very last line denies the Lord his first goal.
Howard looking for Sharman. Saad did well. 4 defenders there for the Blues. So they've had a win. Hewitt has run himself in a little bit of trouble. Walsh out the back. Young quickly. Back to Hewitt. They keep it close to the boundary line just in case. Here's Owies, bodied well. Wilkie just banged it out of the immediate danger zone. Not really looking at the ball was Dow. And correct call. Here goes the advantage. Fantasia inside. Howard couldn't hold the mark. Off the pack it comes. The counter-attack is on here for the Saints.
Wilson to Owens. He's got Membry screaming for it on the wing.
And now he's going to have to wait. The numbers catching up. You can see filtering into screen. Now got some one-on-ones down the line.
Membry to half forward. Wiedering sets himself. It's marked by Young. After Filippo went to ground. Ollie Hollands just enough on the kick. Cleared Wilson, found Chincotta. Back in field to Lord. What an environment for a second gamer. Cripps. He loves this environment. He is a warrior. He's 65 out. He sends it in. Looking for Kemp. Keeps it in front of him. Kemp pursued. Over his head he goes. Looking for Owies. Fantasia to Motlop. Jesse Motlop. Paint a picture. Carlton in front. Fantasia's had some moments. The late inclusion. Carlton has found the front in the dying stages.
And it's not the time to come off now for Fantasia because the small forwards of the Blues have been the ones that are testing out this St Kilda outfit. And we asked it of them 2 days.
Just feel now that the scoreboard's going to force the Saints to play with a bit more dare. They were holding on, defending now. They're going to have to roll the dice and take a chance. Still plenty of time. That's 6 minutes on the clock. That's an eternity in one of these games.
Look at that spot on the ladder. That'll do them. That's what they're after. Fremantle still to come. Win this, the Blues, and it's done. Curtis to Boyd back in the middle. It's only a 4-point game. Cripps. Been enormous. Wilson. Hewitt. Cripps again. Who wins this? Little one out of the middle from Binns. Mark taken at centre-half back by Sinclair. A low bullet to Clark.
Clark, Butler, 3 men out here for St Kilda. Flicked back by Filippo. Wood somehow got it to Wilson. His dig kick, Butler there. A free kick for a block. A Carlton free kick. Thunderous roars of approval in the stands of Marvel Stadium.
See, it's not the free kicks you get at the start of the games, it's the one at the end, Al.
They're having their way now, BT. Hewitt. Can Carlton close this out? Memories of a couple of years ago do not sit too far back in the memory bank.
Wiedering wide. Just a little catch-your-breath moment here. St Kilda's Garcia. Garcia, very high ball, Young. 4 3/4 minutes. Akers takes off. Newman tricked Jones into thinking it was coming earlier. This is the handball to Hollands. They're creeping their way down the field. Moyer's got it here on the wing. Cowan comes off the bench. Hollands should have got out of the way. Handball to Akers. Akers down the line. Very high footy. Through the hands of Wilkie. Kept alive. Was it by Kemp? No.
It's a good transition from the Blues. From the back pocket, marched it up the ground. Not a whole lot of risk in it, but now got the territory. Gives themselves a really good opportunity to lock it in, set up behind the balls. They can generate a +1.
The noise at Marvel Stadium is at absolute fever pitch. Cleared out by Garcia. Young wants a free kick. Owens wants the ball and takes it. Higgins is off to the races, but there's no penetration, and Newman is in the road. He has taken 16 marks, Nick Newman, and had 34 disposals. Young, back to the wing, through the fingers of Jones. Cripps to Hewitt. Not sure what to do with it. Chose a good option. Hollands to Sard, and Sard finds Elijah Hollands.
It's too early to go this sort of game, though, I'd reckon, Joel, is it?
It is, BT. I mean, they're playing their best footy when they're taking it on. A few more handballs, take ground, territory here.
You feel there's another score either way in this game yet?
Absolutely.
There's Newman.
The kick mark's all right if you can continue to eat into the territory. So if you can march it up the ground, but when you have to go backwards and then you generate it to a turnover area where it's only a kick or two back into some dangerous area for the Saints, that's the issue.
Fair enough. G. Cripps would like to have his time again there to get hold of that one. So 2 minutes 57 seconds. Carlton by just less than a goal. Trying to cement their place in the 8.
St Kilda have a spare ahead of the footy here.
Little knockdown to Motlop. Jones was there. Walsh picks it up. Here goes Kemp. Was he held? You bet he was. Players point and say, do not play on, Owies. Kemp's got a shot. 30 metres out directly in front.
Just that last left hand pulling him down. I think you'll find it is. This motion just there, pulling off the ball.
Wow. It was hard to find, wasn't it? In a big game. Now the big kick for Kemp to make it 10 points. The biggest kick of his career, without doubt. Kemp has missed. And it's still not enough. That's just 5 points.
fan. The emotional ride. Membry up in front. Clark at the coalface. Jones crashes through. Wanganeen-Milera over the top to Marshall. Back to Wanganeen-Milera. Through the 50, pulls the kick. Filippo thought about playing on. 1:45 on the clock. Mateus Filippo will line them up to put St Kilda in front.
Just in case the scenario arises, a draw is still a possibility for Fremantle.
It is. These two teams haven't drawn since 1956. Carlton fans watching through their fingers as Filippo, he's missed. It's just away to the left. And we still have time for yet more drama.
Now you can hold the ball. Probably not in this part of the ground, but they're going to have to man up. Everybody St Kilda, they can't just drop off. Akers saying, I'm kicking this down the line. Pitnet's there waiting and said, I'm ready, mate. Send it my way. He does. Marshall's there as well. Steele was wrapped up in the one-arm tackle there by Cripps. Cripps did incredibly well.
The Saints here just have to roll the dice. Roll Marshall, belt it into open space, get some numbers through.
Here goes Hill. Clark under pressure. Filippo gets on the end of it, needed to get a quick left footer on it. The umpire says throw it in.
Well, that was it from the Saints. Good setup. Now, whether it's out of the bubble forwards or roll Marshall trying to kick it over and flick it over the top.
Thrown in at half forward for St Kilda. Steele is dragged down strongly. 33 seconds to go.
Wow. St Kilda have got it close enough. 4 points in it. What can they do here? Marshall to Burns. A mark will do. A mark will do it. Won't help here now. Sinclair, Jones, they keep it moving. Higgins step. It's bending back. It's a goal. Higgins has kicked the goal. He's got the goal. Carlton are out of the finals at the moment. 12 seconds left. Higgins has kicked it. Carlton are out on the live ladder. And is it over? Is it over? They are dumbfounded. 12 seconds.
The most remarkable finish on goal, that is, but well done the Saints. Jones, his little give there, could have been forgiven for trying to jam it on the boot, get it going forward. But Higgins, across the body.
Fremantle fans around the country are rejoicing. They are alive if this result stands. If Carlton cannot manufacture a miracle with 12 seconds on the clock. Carlton can still make it, but they would need Fremantle to lose. It's out of your control now, Vossi. From the middle, Pitnet tries to soccer. A toe poke from Hewitt. Hewitt goes again. They need a kick and they need a mark. Holland's kick smothered by Jones. In it goes. Siren! The sinking feeling of despair sits in the pits of Carlton's stomachs again. Today, we see the prime example. That match was just so thrilling. And the Saints find something deep within themselves to record a famous win.
What was it a couple of years ago? The Collingwood game, 75-74, out. And what is it here today? 74-76. Gee, you can be unlucky.
And now they wait, BT. Now they wait. And what meaning Fremantle has to play for later today. Abby Holmes.
Thank you, Al. Down here with the match winner in Jack Higgins. Jack, congratulations. You spoiled the Carlton Football Club party in a very big way here this afternoon.
Nah, it's good. They're a great team. I hope they make the finals. They still can. So, yeah, the best team win the finals.
30 seconds to go. You kicked the winner, but you just said to me, Abs, I thought it was touch. What was going through your mind?
I didn't think it was touch. I thought it was touch every day of the week on the line. I was like, I'll carry on a bit before I scored it, but it's in the classics. A winner's a winner.
What about this group? I mean, you've won 5 of your last 6 games now. Finals, of course, isn't in the equation, but you must be really proud with the way that you've built momentum and finished so strong.
Nah, I think it's this year was all in for us. Ross Lyon's one of the best coaches I've ever had. It's all about next year now and having them prepared and hopefully make finals and hopefully maybe go the full way.
How do you evaluate the season as a whole? So many ups and downs and unfortunately some inconsistencies in your game.
Yeah, obviously the start of the year was disappointing, but I think after round 12 we won most of our games, all competed well in them. So, yeah.
Congratulations, go and enjoy this and we've loved watching your season.
Thank you very much.
Have you seen anything like it? The second last game of the season, Carlton, with 1:15 to go, hit the front, and then Jack Higgins from nowhere, with 13 seconds on the clock, boot them back out. They now have to wait and get their Zach Butters badges out and say, please,
my goodness.
Carlton fans, Zach, get us across the line, because that's the scenario. Fremantle win, they play finals, and the Carlton Footy Club miss.
Yeah,
what about that?
Yeah, I've got radio silence from my daughter, who's a married Carlton supporter.
She's not at the 1:15. Your phone was going
She's up and about. So anyway, yeah, geez, what an unbelievable finish it was. They did so well to claw their way back into the game. When it looked as if St Kilda early in the second half were just going to run away with it, didn't they? The Cripps was enormous in that third quarter especially, but Higgins, he had a fantastic game, Jack.
Yeah, he was fantastic, Jack Higgins. He was involved, and this is just...
This is real. Players and fans. The players hurt. We know the fans hurt, but the players will be hurting every bit as much as this. And now, Michael Voss, just try and put yourself in this. This is your whole season. So pre-season starts back in October, November. Your whole season comes down to 1:15 when you hit the front to play finals and contend. And then just over a minute later with 13 seconds on the clock, your fate is now in the hands of someone else.
Yeah, this is the brutal reality of AFL football, and unfortunately Carlton, who are flying and premiership favourites, Gaz, as you mentioned over the broadcast, at some point this year now find themselves with their fate in someone else's hands, in the hands of the Fremantle Dockers.
And we should say, hey, congratulations to St Kilda, by the way. They have won and
won 6 out of their last 8, Gaz.
Yeah, so it gives you momentum, doesn't it, going into next year? But and they will be a story, St Kilda. Don't worry, they'll get rightfully lauded. But the story right now is this for the Carlton Footy Club.
Unbelievable.
And, it's just staggering. You're just shaking your head right now. The goal from Jack Higgins was just off the charts.
Well, especially through the back part of that last quarter, there was multiple St Kilda fumbles, and it looks like they weren't going to take them home. You think of Mateus Philippo, who had a shot there with 1.5 minutes to go, missed his moment as well. And then they had 3 really clean handballs at ground level. And they got into Jack Higgins, and what an unbelievable finish. Just the ability to hook that brownie over your left shoulder, and then to still get the distance that he needed to get it to. He's got it over the line by a matter of centimetres, and that's centimetres, Gary. That is what could cost the Carlton Football Club.
Right. Kicked a great snap at the other end, but that was from a set shot, wasn't it? From 40 metres out. But that was on the run, so degree of difficulty higher there. Philippa will be wrapped with Higgins because he got him off the hook. Yeah, that was a bad miss. He had the opportunity, how long ago? There was about 1 minute to go, wasn't there? So,
enormous.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Jack Higgins was enormous.
He was enormous, Jack Higgins, amazing. But it would have been a mighty win by Carlton.
Right.
All the players they've got out, 11 of the best 22 pre-game we spoke about. So they were gutsy all the way through, and they've got an unbelievable leader in Patrick Cripps.
Moyer came on as the sub, and
he was good.
He was the second or third highest rated player in the last quarter. He gave him real spark. His tackling energy was great, and he kicks a goal that puts them 2 points behind. And then Motlop, who hadn't been cited, he had a big last quarter as well. They get the 4 points up. We'll have a look at these fourth quarter moments in a moment. We just want to follow the Victoria Saints down. There is Jack Higgins, who's getting all the plaudits. But yeah, as you say, Brownie, 6 of the last 8. They win or lose, but they got themselves up for the contest, and it meant, whilst they're never going to play finals, it meant a lot to them.
Well, Ross said it was building towards next year, right? He said that about 6 or 8 weeks ago, and they've responded to his playing group, no question about it. They've played the sort of football that they want to be playing, obviously more consistency over the course of the year, but it was that middle patch that hurt them this season.
Well, you think of some of the other teams that were playing this weekend with nothing on the line and how feebly they finished the season, and you compare it to this one.
Ross spoke about being the Grinch. He spoke about being the villain for some sides. He's the ultimate villain to the Carlton Football Club now, and another villain for them, for the Carlton Football Club, was Jack Steele, who went on to Patrick Cripps in that last quarter and held him to 4 disposals.
Good job, yeah. I thought he did a good job. I thought he did a good job on Dangerfield periods last week. So they went for Stocker, who did a good job on Cripps in the first half, but Stocker was subbed out with an injury in the third.
So well done to the St Kilda Footy Club. You've just put a nail in the Carlton coffin. Whether they can get out of trouble, we'll soon find out. We've got a very, very busy office here at Fox Footy, full of people who love footy. I don't know how the couch is going to go tomorrow night, Brownie, with our man in charge.